When's the last time you really remember being in a moment? I remember it was Game 6, Miami versus the Spurs. LeBron down 3-2 in a series, and his team was down by 3. LeBron had the ball with a couple seconds left, came up the court and dashed a 3. And this crazy melee, my heart was literally pounding out of my chest because if LeBron James lost this game, it would be officially a time in his life where he truly felt defeated. His legacy was on the line. He needed another championship to really cement him in the history books, or he'd be just another person that never lived up to his potential. As his three-pointer ran closer and closer to the basket, my heart began to go pound faster and faster until the ball went and it hit the backboard. 5 seconds still left on the clock. Both teams are trying to scramble to get the rebound. Scramble. The ball goes, it slips. Chris Bosh gets the rebound and quickly turns back to LeBron James' teammate Ray Allen to the corner. Hits a 3 from the corner with 1 second left. And Miami goes on to send that game to overtime where LeBron James' team would win that game and eventually the series. Moments come and go and they happen, but the special thing about being in a moment is you know this is a time in history you will never forget. It's kind of how I felt when I watched The Lion King. The Lion King, of course, a historic classic for Disney. An amazing movie, a spectacle, but there was something very sinister about it. And I want to give you my review and tell you why Lion King was so sinister in its making that it itself caused Netflix's stock to drop and made Netflix maybe never be the same again. Hi, this is Flystewie, and you're listening to the Uneducated Investor podcast. Feel free to drop a like, a comment, and subscribe, baby! Because that's, my friends, how we grow. And of course, if you're listening to Apple, leave a 5-star review because it helps algorithms, helps the YouTube algorithms, helps Apple Podcast algorithms. All the algorithms are better. Please leave a like. These take a long time to make, of course. Disney has been an absolute powerhouse this year. I don't know if you guys really understand what's going on, but they have been absolutely phenomenal. And I want to show you guys something that's a little bit crazy, a little bit ridiculous, and no one's really paying attention to what's going on here. So as you guys can see my screen, of course, on the podcast, I'll break it out to you guys, but in the box office here, Disney hits a record $6.7 billion in 2019 global revenue as Lion King nears $1 billion on the weekend. Now, Lion King, of course, the live action remake that makes lions in real life literally look fake. Like lions in real life don't look real to me anymore. Lions in Disney are actually real. So if we go back here, we'll see that Lion King made $7.67 billion. Now, of course, we're not, movie musketeers. We don't know exactly how much that is. So let me contextualize that amount for you. Out of the 16, there's only been here. Let me find the number. I believe it's 16, but I'm not going to read this article. Yeah, here we go. There's been $16 billion collected worldwide when it comes to movies so far in 2019. $16 billion, half of the movie year's gone, and the summer has the biggest blockbuster movies, of course. Now, out of that $16 billion, Disney itself, just the company Disney alone, has collected over 45% of that amount of money. It's a ridiculous amount. 45%, they essentially have, and are approaching slowly before our eyes, a monopoly on the box office movie experience. Now, as we go down, you can see that their 2019 calendar is not even done because they still have more big hits coming. That's this Thanksgiving. They have Frozen 2, and of course they have another Star Wars coming up. Both of these are literally monsters that are both going to do well. Even if they're badly rated movies, people are just going to still go out to see them because, of course, they're close to our hearts. They're close to what we want to see. These movies are literally amazing. We grew up with these movies. Our kids grew up with these movies. Everyone wants to see this. And why is Disney being so successful? It all comes back to the Lion King. They own all the IP and they've invested in all the right movies. So when they bought this huge Fox merger, it's just another time where they bought another catalog of movies to add to their arsenal. So why did Lion King kill Netflix? Let me tell you guys. Something crazy was happening on YouTube that I noticed, right? The crazy thing that really happened on YouTube that I was noticing is that they were getting people who worked on TV. That's the Jimmy Kimmels, that's the Trevor Noahs, these people with these daily shows. They're getting them to make these YouTube channels and make actual content for YouTube. How do I know that YouTube is encouraging this and maybe some backdoor deals are made? As you can see, YouTube has this area called the trending page. And in the trending page, basically the hottest videos of the day get put there. And the crazy thing about this page is because it is the trending page, your video just being on there will make it so the billions of users that go on YouTube each day see your video and your views will literally skyrocket to the moon. Like they'll go crazy. And these daily shows just keep going on there and on there and on there, even though a lot of them talk about very controversial, political, advertiser, unfriendly, some would say, content. YouTube still puts their shows on there. Now, at first I didn't understand this. Maybe this was just some preferential treatment. But what this was YouTube was seeing that, hey, here's an audience that they speak to that still watches TV. What if we could get this audience that they speak to that watches TV still and doesn't really go on YouTube to come on YouTube by putting their programs literally on YouTube for you to watch? So, that's your 60-year-old grandmother, your, 50-year-old mom, your 40-year-old dad. I don't know why these ages keep going down, but your whole family who never really goes on YouTube now all of a sudden sees that their favorite CNN, commentator is on YouTube with 10-minute videos for them to watch. So this is a great way for them to continue to drive usership to your YouTube platform. Now I want to show you guys here. If we go to Disney stock, we'll see here, as you guys are watching my thing, we'll see here that there is a huge pull right here that goes up. Huge pull. Boom. Disney's going, and all of a sudden, boom. Wow. Now this stock has a dividend of 1.22%, right? But like this jump is ridiculous. This is like a 30% increase in the stock ownership. And basically what this was Disney announced that they would have Disney Plus, that's their Netflix competitor, their over-the-counter movies, video and movie service. They essentially announced it around this time and announced some titles that are going to be on it. Now these titles that are going to be on it, I'll give you a list of some titles here. Disney Plus titles. Now these titles are ones that essentially they come off of their movie success. So remember that 45% of box office sales? Disney's whole strategy is that they're going to essentially use those sales to boost their viewers of Disney Plus by directly creating shows that take advantage of the Disney Plus. So if you want to really know what happens in Marvel's Avengers or Marvel's Endgame, you want to know what happened to Loki in Endgame or Avengers, they're going to use the Disney Plus app to do it. So here we go. The release date will be November 12th. If you guys can look at my screen here, how much it will cost, it'll be $7 a month. And you're going to stream it just like Netflix. Now, the crazy thing is they have a bunch of shows that they already announced. So they have a WandaVision show, which literally has the Vision and of course Scarlet Witch in it, which is gonna be ridiculous. They have a show called The Falcon, which has the Winter Soldier and the new Captain America on it, right? They have Hawkeye getting his own show. Like this show is gonna be crazy. Hawkeye literally has Jeremy Renner, one of the most famed actors in Hollywood, just having a Disney Plus show. And they're using essentially all their IP to drive what's happening here. Now to one of the main questions that you're thinking about. how on earth is The Lion King killing Netflix? Well, I'm sorry, baby. We gotta look at another chart for that. We really have to look at another chart for that, okay? Let's look at something. So we're gonna go down to Netflix's stock chart now. And right now you can see it's been earnings. They're doing a little rebound here, but when we back it up, we'll back it up 6 months. You're gonna see consistent kind of, they've been kind of staying there. And all of a sudden these earnings came and boom, 315, huge drop, around 20% drop. What happened here? The big thing that happened, of course, was that, and if we go back here, was that Netflix in their earnings, they announced for the first quarter that they had negative subscriber growth. And what's happening here is that Netflix has been losing IP, intellectual property, that's their movies. So think about all those, Marvel movies that they just lost, and think about the Friends series that they just lost. They're losing all of this IP slowly and surely because all of these companies are coming out with their own over-the-counter service. And the big thing about that is that a company like Netflix is coming out with Disney Plus, and they're slowly getting all of their IP to the screen, capitalizing on all of that beautiful movies they have under the belt. So the reason that Lion King killed Netflix, and this is a spoiler for everyone who hasn't seen The Lion King, is that Disney doesn't even have to try. They don't even have to try. If you've seen the movie The Lion King, one of the biggest things is gonna jump out to you as soon as you see the movie. Now, this reenactment was a crazy concept that they did, and it's the first time I've ever seen this really on the movie, in my opinion, right? Now, Disney literally did a shot-for-shot remake of each episode, of each moment in The Lion King. They did a shot-for-shot remake, scene by scene, song by song, character by character of the original Lion King, and just made it 3D animated and great for visuals for all of us to see. They didn't even have to create a new movie. Now, the reason why this kills Netflix is while Netflix is coming out with all this original IP, think about their Stranger Things, think about their Black Mirror, and they're spending fortunes acquiring this. Disney is this massive conglomerate. They're sitting on so much beautiful titles that we just want to see again and again and again, right? Disney doesn't have to try. They can put out a remodeled version of every single show that we loved. Think about your Aladdins, think about your Little Mermaids, think about all of those great shows that we watched as kids. They're just gonna recreate them and literally print money. Disney made $1 billion off this Lion King movie, and they didn't even have to try. $1 billion, and they didn't even have to try. Think about how ridiculous of a sentiment that is. $1 billion without trying. Think about all the people who couldn't flip 300 million to $1 billion if they tried. That's all hard to do, but Disney's doing it as easy. So right now Netflix is into a wall. It's at this point in its life where it has to realize, how do we compete when we as a company don't have all this beautiful IP like Disney has? Can't do a Lion King, come out with these movies, these shows that people will love, but are way too expensive for us to afford. But I think Netflix still has a chance, and I'm gonna tell you why. So when we look at Snapchat, now if you're going here, I'm gonna show you my screen once again. We're gonna go to Snapchat stock, we're gonna put it here, and we're gonna go to the 5 years. Now look at this. From its inception, it essentially dropped less than 27, 6 goes in 27 a bunch of times. They essentially dropped around a quarter of their value initially, right? From their IPO, they did nothing but drop. But as you can see here, Netflix is slowly starting to rebound. And what's happening there? What is really going on there? Why Snapchat is slowly starting to rebound, and its and its, stock price. So it started at $27, it went all the way down to $5, and then it went back up. From 2019 it started at $5, and from $5 it went back up to $17. What's going on? I'll give you one word, maybe two, maybe three, maybe four. Users. Snapchat has an active user base like we have never seen before. All of the little kids and grown kids and adults are starting to use Snapchat. That's the lower age group, because of course they can talk to their friends on there, and you send pictures and they disappear, and they know that their parents are kids know that their parents aren't gonna be on there. They know that their older brothers and older siblings aren't gonna be on there, and those kids become 25, 35, 40 real fast. Now, with an active user base that big, that size, Snapchat just has to include some features that increase monetization to make it easier to make money off of their users. So that's like putting ads in their stories. That's like adding ads, a whole page full of paid programming almost, that networks can go and put their, shows and TV shows there. So the beautiful thing about Netflix, right, is Netflix has this huge user base of active users that they can essentially do the same thing. And as you see the trend of what's going on, the first thing that's going to happen when Netflix really wants to make money is they're just going to increase their prices, right? Because when they increase their prices, in your mind, you were paying $100 for cable, and now you only have to pay $20 for Netflix. The second thing they're really gonna do, which is cool, is there's happening of where there's a backwardation effect that's happening with content. You see, as Disney's making movies more like TV shows, think about Marvel being just like a 10-part, 20-part TV show where each Marvel movie is an episode in the TV. The actual TV shows, like the actual TV channels, think about like HBO, is becoming more like movies. Their TV shows are becoming more cinematic, and you're able to take more risk with those TV shows because they're smaller budgets. And of course, they can drop movie specials such as Bright, the one with Will Smith, where you have a smaller budget, it's more cinematic, and guess what? If that TV show ends up doing well, they're gonna do what Disney has done and take that TV show to the big screen eventually. You see, Netflix is in a unique position where they can still create great IP. Think about Black Mirror. Think about Stranger Things. They have a system, a platform where they can create great IP. And eventually that great IP can lead to more things in the future. So although Lion King has shown that Disney is a mammoth of a company to mess with, and that they're crushing the competitors, and that's not to mention that Disney owns Hulu, which has all the craziest reality TV you need to see. Think about your Fear Factors, your Bachelorettes. It's insane how they own them. I honestly can't believe they own them. But even though Disney owns all that great IP under their belt with the Fox merge and everything, Netflix still has the advantage of being the first to market. They built such a strong user base. They have so much subscriptions that all they really need is great IP in the future and to raise their prices in the future, and they still can have life over Netflix. So if you saw that huge dip in Netflix's stock price, I'll go to my screen real quick. If you saw that huge dip, depending on you as an investor and what do you see in Netflix's future, depending as you an investor, maybe this dip is still worth buying. Maybe you don't think this company is going to zero, and maybe this is a great time to buy. It's just been an earnings release. They release earnings every 3 months, every quarter, and maybe this is a dip that's just presents a great buying opportunity for you to put in your portfolio. So guys, that's all. My name is Flystewie, and of course, as always, the best, most brightest investors are the uneducated ones. Why is that? That's because the uneducated investors, they never stop learning, my friends. So make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Of course, putting this together takes a little bit of work. So if you made this far, let me know. And baby, Lion King may have killed Netflix, but Netflix is making a comeback. This could be an investing opportunity if you believe in a company like Netflix long term, but do your own research. Let me know what you think about this. And of course, we're out, baby. Easy. Bye.